Welcome to East by West Farms. Here we grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Today I'm going to show you a traditional way of preserve radish for winter. You can see this patch of lush green over here. Actually, these are the cover crop that we put seeds down during summer. Now they are thriving. In this big mixture over here, I can see I have some Daikon radish and I'm going to harvest them. The problem with Daikon radish is that they have a short growth season and they require certain conditions. So you end up with a lot of them in a short period of time. So what do you do with them? I actually like Daikon radish this time of the year where you can harvest Daikon radish because it reminded me of my childhood when I spent a lot of time helping my grandmother preserve the Daikon radish. It kind of reminded me of Chinese New Year because a dried Daikon radish have very characteristic taste and the texture that is kind of a staple for the Chinese New Year. That's about 2 months away. I'm trying to preserve that tradition and I'm going to make some dried radish, and this is going to be the first time in US that I will have my own dried radish for my Chinese New Year's dinner. Let's do some treasure hunt here and see if I can find a Daikon radish that is ready to harvest. It's one over here. This maybe it could be get much larger, but I prefer a younger one because they are much more flavorful and less woody. This is perfect for me for cooking. To clean the radish, I just cut the tails off, cut the roots off, and the radish green you can also process it for food. That's a different video. So I just clean out the old leaves and save the rest for next step. And as you can see here, I have quite some of the radish green. For today, we're going to show how we process the Daikon radish. This is the radish we harvest in 1 week. After washing it, now it's time to process it and strain it up. To process the radish is pretty simple. You just want to cut them into wedges. And so for that one, I get about 4 of them. And if you get a long one, of course, you want to half them. So each piece is about 2 inches or so. And you want to cut them roughly about the same size. Now I accumulate enough wedges. The next step is string them up. To string them up, I just use a regular needle and the string. So because these strings are not, the sewing string are probably too thin, so I'm going to double it up. To make it easier, I would say maybe about 3 feet. Also, to the strings ready. at one end of the string, I'm going to put the needle so I can use the needle to poke the wedges. At the other end of the string, I want to attach a bamboo stick so that when I put the wedges over here, it doesn't go through. And for that, all I need is about 1.5 inch long bamboo stick. So I'm just going to use the bamboo stool. And tie it to the end of the string. Okay, so that's the string. Now I get to the needle, get to the string thread through the needle. Alright, so then I just take the needle and poke it through. And so, see, that's how that bamboo hold up the wedge. And then I just keep stringing them. One thing you want is, usually the wedge have the skin side and then or the inside. So once you want the skin side, usually is harder or more durable. So you want to poke your needle through to the skin side. So that way it doesn't break out and fall out of the string. So that's what you end up. What you want is have about maybe 6 inch, 5-6 inch of string toward the end so that you can tie it, and then it will hang like this in the porch and let it dry. This is what I got for today. I have 5 string of them. And this was what they look like after 3 weeks. They are bone dry, and so I can release them, pull them out of the string, and store them. I can save the string for next use. So it's almost zero waste. Just kind of a little bit tedious to, you have to be patient to pour 1 or 2 at the same time, otherwise you break the string. Since they are so dry, I can just put them in the Ziploc bag and use it whenever I need use for cooking. You can actually buy this in Asian store, but I think they are like $7.99 per pound or so. And it smells so good because the drying condensate the taste. When you cook it, it has a very characteristic texture. This is a really, it's so good. You cannot get this in restaurants. So the last step is just hang it in the porch and let nature do the work. After 3 weeks, it should be completely dried. One done. In this video, I show you a traditional way of preserving the radish. Basically, you string them up and let the nature dry, to do the work to dry it for you. And what you end up is a bag of very fragrant, tasty dried radish for cooking in winter. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumb up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you have not done so, please hit the subscribe button to follow our journey with the East by West farms.